Let's go to Chicago. Go to my iPad, Anthony. More than 100 Chicago police officials kept their jobs after making false statements despite department's you lie, you die rule. It says dismissal is considered the appropriate disciplinary penalty for violating the rule, but the city's watchdog said it is not consistently enforced, undermining police integrity. This right here, folks, says it right here, point blank. These cops, they lie. They lie about so many things. We've seen numerous examples of what cops lie. They're right there, Tommy, in Chicago. Cops were lying so much on the stand. A judge literally called the accountability board. The judge like, they lying. They were blatantly lying on the witness stand. And he was like, what are they doing? We just had Aisha Braveboy on in the last hour. She has a list of cops. We had her on before. She would not call them to the stand. I have long said, others have disagreed with me. I don't care. If a cop lies on that statement, they lie in that police report, automatic termination. Because we've seen how they make stuff up and they cover stuff up in order to protect their own. Tommy? You're mute. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me okay?
There we go.
All right. So, yeah, it comes down to where political power sits in this country. And, you know, the police, they do everything with impunity, including lie. And, you know, the thing that's so, I guess, not ironic because we all expect it now, but, you know, they're supposed to be above reproach. I mean, this is how they are positioned when they go into court. You know, the judge will say stuff like, you know, well, you know, I've got the word of a police officer against the citizen, and that, you know, the police officer's word is supposed to be gold. And, you know, what we've also seen, here's another facet of these videos that we keep seeing, the police brutality videos, Tyree Nichols, for example, is that you hear these cops setting up their story. They're getting their story straight, not only among each other, but they're getting their story straight for the video when they say things like stop resisting when the person's not resisting.
Yep.
And so, you know, this is the thing. Broken record again, but look, you have a law there, and they're just ignoring that law because, you know, who's gonna enforce it? Other cops. So, you know, it's good that the judge is calling it out. It's good that it's a story now, and we'll see where it goes. But if if this is happening in Chicago, you can bet it's damn well happening other places. And imagine what it's like when there is no law, where they're free, where they're free to lie.
The thing here, we talk about the lying, Greg, and just how they lie with impunity. Hell, they'll sit here and lie even when they got the video. Check this out. Go back to my iPad, Anthony. As of November, the police department, this is Chicago, y'all, the police department employed or had recently employed at least 110 people who violated the rule, including 5 who had been the subject of 2 disciplinary investigations that found they had made false written or oral statements. Some were assigned to specialized units, like an FBI task force. Others worked as detectives and were promoted, even after being found to have lied or made a material omission, according to the report. Now, later in the story, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office keeps lists of officers who are barred from testifying in court because they've committed misconduct that calls into question their credibility, including having made false statements. Now, if your ass can't testify, why you on the damn force?
Well, Roland, I mean, you know the answer. I know you're asking it rhetorically. This is the rot. This is really the rot. As Tommy said, you line up your lie and then you count on the people to back the blue. There's never been any trust of law enforcement among African people in this country. Hell, the whole damn concept of policing in the United States was built on the back of surveilling our bodies as we tried to reclaim our humanity from slavery. So in those instances, and when you mentioned State's Attorney Braveboy, she can't call on those cops, not only because they're liars, but because then that puts her in an impossible position. The police are a rogue force. Now, all of us have seen a million times the opening credits of the NBC long-running series Law and Order. The people are represented by two entities: the police that arrest your ass, and the DA that put you away. These are their stories. What happens when the district attorney, whether it be the district attorney of Philadelphia, the state's attorney of Maryland, finds him or herself, or in St. Louis, as you say, or in San Francisco, as you say, finds, or in Chicago, as you say, finds themselves not with law and order? Meaning what? The police are telling you, we're not out here to enforce the law. We're out here hunting. But here's the problem. As the old folks used to say, if you lie, you steal, you kill. The rot in a system that was rotten to begin with can reach a point where even those who rely on that system for protection, namely those who want to protect property like they were doing in the streets in May, June, July 2020, they realize that if it gets too bad, then this is going to be a problem for them to continue to steal. So we saw, since we've been on the air in Texas, the Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, he might face impeachment. I think they impeached him, didn't they? They voted to impeach him. My point is this: when you get so corrupt that the people who rely on you to protect them can't trust you anymore, they'll start throwing you overboard. And I think that's what we're beginning to see in this country at the local level for sure, is that there's enough pushback against this that we might actually make some progress. But one thing's for sure, they're not going to stop lying, because that is their job.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Roland, if I could just add.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was saying about, where political power resides, when they talk about the people are represented, they're only talking about certain people. And I feel that the majority of people, and I think you know who I mean, are okay with the police lying because they feel.
No. See, Tommy, here we name them. We name them. Just go ahead and name them.
Well, I think a lot of white people, and maybe some non-white people too, who want to feel safe and figure, what, if the cops are good, there's a lot of old-fashioned folks who just think, if the cops arrested you, you probably did something wrong, and even if you didn't, better safe than sorry. So, enough people put up with this, not only put up with it, but are sort of okay with it, okay with the cops lying. And that's part of what keeps it from changing too.